There are now more people gradually moving about, people thinking about getting back into the city and going about their what used to be normal business. What that does mean, though, because people are seeing public transport as a particular risk, is that we know, and also because if we're going to keep in line with measures that allow people to safely physically distance, there's going to be a vast reduction in numbers of people who can actually access public transport. So rather than seeing those absolutely packed peak hour trains and buses going into the city and to Parramatta in the morning and afternoon peak hours, we're going to have to actually do things a little bit differently. We know that it's something like 85% of public transport trips aren't going to able to be carried out if we're going to keep to the sort of physical distancing measures. But we can't see an increase of 85% in car traffic on the roads. It will just cause absolute gridlock, and in fact that in itself is going to cause much more chaos. So what we need to do is think about alternative ways of approaching this problem. And you can see that there's a trend for cities around the world to really look at the way in which people get around. So number one is to actually encourage people to work from home as much as they can. Looking at staggered times for travel. So if people are catching public transport, not going in the morning and the afternoon peak hours, it means that workplaces need to look at flexible working practices so people can work from home or come into work early or late. That's really important. The other thing is that we need to encourage people to actually use different forms of transport. That means cycling, walking. Now, what that means is that we also need to look at infrastructure. Many cities around the world are putting in place pop-up cycle lanes, so they're taking away one lane of car traffic and putting out bollards and things like that to create a safe, separated cycleway so that more people can get out there and actually get on their bikes. We are seeing that both in Sydney and in Melbourne. Governments and local councils are announcing plans to do that, but we certainly would like to see a coordinated and structured approach to this. And we want to look at it also as, we want people to sort of think about investing in these kind of infrastructure projects for the long term, not just for short pop-up measures, in the very near future.